As you can hear, all I'm doing is hitting one key, and it will basically start that particular sequence running. It's one of the coolest things, and there's a lot of great patches that we can utilize. We can come down here, there's one shot, which if I hit it'll play through once and then stop. There's something called the step, which actually only plays when I'm actually hitting one of the keys. But the repeat is possibly the most fun one. So you'll notice down below, if we were going to set this up, we have to have our MIDI key, we have a gate, and we have a note. So here, you'll notice if we were to set up any other patch, if you wanted to create your own patch from scratch and then utilize the sequencer, one of the first things you need to do is route the sequencer to the, or basically your MIDI trigger, which is, you'll notice under here, your source, MIDI key. I can do note, velocity, or gate. So right now we have it set to the gate. The gate is whenever you strike a key, that basically sends out a message to, it's like a pulse. And that would actually trigger the sequencer. And then under that, you'll also see under MIDI key, there's note, which is actually the control voltage, or what pitch it's actually supposed to play. As we go through this, we can actually go through and program this. If I wanted to turn off some of these slots down below, and then you can use these. Right now you can see that each one of these, right now we're on the notes. I can switch this to a different setting. So there's velocity, there's my gate length, there's my step duration, and then there's two different curve outputs which we can use to route. If we tab around to the back, you'll see your curve 1 and 2, which can be routed to pretty much anything. They can be routed up to within the same synthesizer itself. Maybe the modulation wheel or the pitch wheel. We can explore that in just a minute. What's kind of cool is just sort of going through and sort of experimenting with just different sequences. Next thing I'm going to do is go down to where it says curve, and then we can sort of I'm going to route that curve output. You'll notice here there's curve 1. I'm actually going to route that up here into my modulation wheel. So my modulation wheel, if we tab around to the front, you can see where the modulation wheel here and if we look, we can actually, we have our modulation wheel is set to the filter frequency. We can also set it to the filter resonance. You can set it to a number of different options.